sing in your own language, which is an instrument itself. Don't copy the West, because the West is always better so far, because they have more years of experience with this, especially in the Baltic states. It's a big tendency to copy Western styles and dance music and pop music especially, and this usually doesn't go anywhere. So be authentic, be very original, because people in the West are getting a bit tired of all this Anglo-American music all the time, all this manufactured music. So people look for something new and something special. It's always, people always, interesting people always have the tendency to look for something special. So, and this is the big chance for music from Eastern Europe, that they can, in this big world of information, trigger some new interest in people, because this is something new, something exotic. And also the media is still quite open to everything from Eastern Europe. This has to do with the new, because they are new EU membership. So the media are very keen to support everything which comes from the new countries, and this also includes music. So we get quite a lot of media coverage. We are not played by the commercial private radio stations, but we are played by the state radio stations, by the culture radio stations. So we have a quite good standing there. What sort of music? We started Eastblok music because, not because of the business side. Of course we are businessmen also, we're trying to survive, but we are deeply rooted music men. And so we choose, of course, 50-50. Half of it by marketing standards, so is this music sellable? And the other half is our own taste, what we like. So, as I said before, it's always good to have something very original, and then mix this with Western music. So, take some, some Ukrainian flute, or some, Balkan brass instruments, and mix this with Western production, mix this with Western styles like ska, hip-hop, electronic, or whatever. And then you get something new, because it's difficult to create something new, because everything has been done already in pop and rock music. You have only 3 across there, so create something new, crossover. So we have released all sorts of music, starting from electronic music from Russia, which has some Slavic melodies in it. We have released folk rock from Ukraine. We have released Balkan gypsy dance music together with electronics to get some beats in there to dance. So try to be original and be proud of your own culture and not to copy anyone else. It is also important that you still pay attention to the artwork. As you can see when you get our stuff, we always do a very special artwork. We do translation of the lyrics so that people can understand it, and so that people can sort of identify with this music. So, what can you do when you are a band from Eastern Europe to get across to the West? Well, first of all, you use the usual internet communities like MySpace, Facebook, LITHUANIA, so you get your music around. Then you look that you play live. And this is sometimes a problem, because we deal with Eastern European bands which can play at home to 10,000 people and get $100,000, like our Russian band Leningrad, which you might have heard of. We are releasing them in the Western world. So when you are a new band, you should not expect to get big money first in the West. You have to start from scratch. You have to be ready to lose money on your first 2-3 tours. But it's very important to play live, to play live, to play live. And the competition is very tough out there in the West. There are million bands. So play live, get a local promoter to do a tour, use the internet community, and only then you should start to look for a label. A label, of course, is the final thing which you need to get into the media and to get your record on the market and maybe make some money from selling music. There are already some established Eastern European music scenes in Western countries, in Western cities, like in Berlin, like in Munich, like in Hamburg, like in London, where you have people who do regular parties there. There's one called Dacha Dance, one called Balkan Beats, one called Russian Disco. So these people have already a brand. They have people coming to their shows regularly. So try to get in there and get a gig within these parties. Then you will instantly get some recognition. Yeah. So what are the challenges working with Eastern European artists?
Yeah, I'm always addressing you, so I don't think that everybody is a musician. Challenges. The thing is that you have to cross this mentality problem, because as Armin explained, a lot of bands they have a very tough decision, and the decision is whether we will play for a lot of money where we're coming from, or we make a compromise and try to start somewhere in small clubs and then proceed further. And it's a very tough decision, because if they come to a tour in Germany or in France, but they're losing money, because somewhere has already booked their concert in their own territory. But a lot of bands, touring is very important because you grow your fan base. And we would never release a band which will not be available to play live, because you can write millions of articles and have a lot of airplay on the radio and show lots of videos, but the main thing is seeing is believing. So when you see how good band is and how great concerts they play, then of course it's the best promotion and the best marketing you can imagine. And sometimes here you have to be clever, because we were trying to put our bands on a deal with local bands. We're trying to send our bands as a support band to a more well-known band from this or that other country. And what has happened now is just Eastern European music is not any niche anymore. It has crossed over. So people, it happened so that a lot of bands were playing just for immigrant crowds. The band from Ukraine goes to America, and plays for Ukraine to Canada. But what we have witnessed with years, that the immigrant part is getting smaller, and more local people are coming to the concerts, and it's a really mixed crowd, which is a